Sherbert, Racing to Christmas. This is the one I entered, Wilhelmina. This is the one I entered, Racing to Christmas. I entered this in 2013.
Wilda, hi.
Well, hi,
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm sitting here talking to this quilt judge, Wilhelmina.
Oh, hi, Wilhelmina.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
You too. I'll never enter one of my quilts at a quilt show because I don't want them picking it apart. I sometimes do good things and sometimes not, but they just pick it to pieces if I entered my
No,
quilt.
they don't.
Well, now how do you think that's going to happen? We'd never get invited back if we was mean to everybody.
I guess.
They don't. I entered this one, and it's called Racing to Christmas, and it was all strips, 2.5-inch strips, and then I didn't like how it looked. It was kind of plain, so I appliqued these poinsettias on there. I never do applique, and I knew when I put it in it wasn't great, but I put it in anyways. And then I get this sheet, and they tell me all this stuff is good. Don't you tell good stuff?
Absolutely. I think part of our job, major part of our job, is to encourage people and tell them what they did well and admire their artistry.
So they told me that I had good piecing techniques, quilting motifs fill their space well, and good binding. I work real hard at my binding to get it full. But then they told me, they didn't pick it apart, they just told me stuff to work on. So they said to improve. So they said maintain smooth curves and sharp points on applique. And that was like my first applique I ever did, and I was kind of proud of it. But they didn't pick it apart. She just told me to try to keep it smooth.
And you know what? If I was judging this quilt, I think I'd say something about your theme, because you've got so many theme fabrics in here, and yet you've got some fabrics that aren't theme, and they work together really well. So you did a good job with that.
Thank you. And then I enter almost every year because I like to learn how to improve. This one that's that one, Racing to Christmas. This was my granddaughter's. Hers was called Sherbert. She said it looked like sherbet ice cream. And this one said that cheerful, bright color combination. It was pink and green and yellow. It was bright.
I remember that quilt.
Yeah, and then it says cornerstones and long straight lines were straight, and my binding was full. And then it said, like, to improve, stitch length needs to be even.
You're going to have to show me what a cornerstone is someday.
Oh, I can show you what cornerstones are. Yeah.
I think it's great that you keep all these folders with all your sheets in, so
It makes it easy.
You can see what each quilt has done and how your work's improved. You know, when we judge, there's really two parts to it. The first part is observation, really, because we're just looking at your quilt and we're saying, oh, your design works really well, or your color use is really great, or something like that, that really encourages you. It makes you happy. It makes you feel like you've done something really well. And then there's another part of the paper that we can give constructive thoughts on. And then the second half of the judging is when we place the quilts in a category. And that, you know, we have to think critically about that, but you're not going to hear all those little, you know, idiosyncrasies that we might put in there. But that's the two parts of our judging job.
This one here, this was my entry. I put 3 in this show. I got 3 things. I got fall colored stars, summer day, and periwinkle.
What's the quilt on the wall?
Oh, that one's my log cabin. My off-center log cabin. And it's one of these ones, I think.
You should put them in alphabetical order.
It was called My Cabin's a Little Off. Because it's an off-center log cabin, so I named it My Cabin's a Little Off. Yeah, and I put them in different shows. I put them in one up in Ohio, and this one, let's see what she said in here about my comments. I keep all my stuff. This one said that excellent placements of lights and darks. See, I like hearing the good stuff. It makes me feel good inside. And then it says additional quilting and borders with balanced density and center, and elegant feathers and quilting. So she's saying I should put a little bit more quilting out here because the quilter just did some squiggly things here. I didn't quilt it. I sent it out and had it quilted. But I'm real proud of it. I got a 2nd place on that quilt.
That's pretty.
I got this ribbon here. Look, this nice pretty ribbon I got.
But you know what? That comment she made about the quilting that might remind you next time you take something to your quilter or quilt yourself to say, I'd like to have a little more here or somewhere.
Yeah, that's
So-
what I try to improve. Like I get these back out and I look and I think, like if something's like an applique next time, I'll really work hard to make those curves nice and smooth. But I don't think I'm going to do any applique because it's just not my thing.
I think I'm gonna. It was nice to meet you, and I'm encouraged. I think I'm gonna go
Good.
home and see if I have any quilts I can put in that Beaver Valley Peacemakers quilt show.
Oh, I
and
think you
that's
should.
coming up October 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Have a
Bye.
nice day.
Nice to meet you, Wilda.
Well, thank you so much.